Well, Deep Space Nine is finally coming back, and I know you are probably watching this thinking this is some Kurtzman TV announcement. It's not. It's about the books. I love the Star Trek books. I love them almost as much as I love the Star Trek show. I was looking for one around me to like hold up or whatever, but I don't have one in sight. And this is a new announcement. It's been a long time, and it's been a while since Deep Space Nine in particular has gotten much love. I'll go into the little bit about the Trekverse and what happened with all that, and why Deep Space Nine really got like sidetracked in a lot of ways in just a moment. And I hope we can get back to something cool and get more DS9 content out there. The novels actually have done a pretty good job continuing the Star Trek universe. If you guys don't know, the Trek Litverse afterwards was much better than anything we saw from Kurtzman Trek. Between that and Star Trek Online, the video game, it's like you have much better continuity than anything that's actually going on TV. So I'm way more excited about this than anything TV. Honestly, if they said that they were putting out a DS9 show, I would be telling them now, no way, I'm not interested. So let's get into the news of what's going on. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things Star Trek. I am a writer myself. This is my Valiant Frontiers. If you enjoy exploring strange new worlds, if you remember the way things used to be in the 90s when it was beautiful, when you had just the real sense of wonder, the sense of exploration out there, this is going to be for you. I wrote a full trilogy. It's in the description below. It's for book readers who enjoy this kind of thing. You'll really enjoy this. Grab some great sci-fi, support our channel, and thank you for being here today. Again, that's in the description below. So the new announcement is that Una McCormack, who has written DS9 books in the past, is doing a new one called The Peacemakers. And here's the summary involved. It is 5 years since the end of the Dominion War. Jake Sisko is back on Earth after a long-time journey around the Gamma Quadrant, finishing up his book about what life is like out there after the collapse of the Dominion. It looks like Jake has a great life, travel success, and a writing career that's going from strength to strength. Reminds me of that Deep Space Nine episode when he aged and his father was missing, if you remember that. The only problem is everyone wants a piece of Jake Sisko, whether it's Starfleet intelligence, full questions about his trip through the wormhole of the Bajoran people, anxious to be close to the son of their departed emissary. Jake is struggling to carve out a space for himself. There are rumors that Jake heard out in the Gamma Quadrant, rumors about Starfleet, his father, and their conduct during the war, rumors which turned out to be true would rock the very foundations of Jake's world. Jake accepts an invitation to the Arts Festival in Cardassia Prime, hoping to get some distance between himself and these worries. But even there, the past won't leave him alone. Starfleet intelligence are interested, and there are people on Cardassia, too, for whom Jake Sisko seems to offer unique opportunities to advance their agendas. Jake flees into the Cardassian desert, joining a tour of ancient archaeological sites, and when the party is isolated from the rest of the world, the murders begin. So this is a straight-up following Jake Sisko, kind of odd choice for bringing back Deep Space Nine. And if you want to look at the Trek Lit Flow reading order, here's what I go to. You can see this is what the reading list used to look like. But right here, here's the Deep Space Nine before. It started with some beautiful stuff with A Stitch in Time, The Hollow Men, The Never-Ending Sacrifice, with the Cardassians. Following that, highly recommend reading those, especially A Stitch in Time if you can find it. The Left Hand of Destiny, it was also excellent, and I believe that was written by Una McCormack, or one of these was, or that was The Never-Ending Sacrifice, that was, right? Una McCormack, Deep Space Nine. Let's see. It's been way too long. I forget the names of the titles. It's been a very long time on this. It was The Hollow Men. Okay. And A Never-Ending Sacrifice. So she did both of those following up on Cardassia. Those are excellent, excellent books. Highly recommend. And this is back to her getting to Cardassia with Jake Sisko. Now, with Sisko being gone and Jake Sisko in his deal, it seems to kind of not tie into the lit continuity because Benjamin Sisko does come back in this, and it doesn't seem to be 5 years after the fact, I don't believe. So I think there's going to be some contradictions in the timeline here, which is unfortunate because I wish they'd kind of go back to the Litverse timeline and actually just do a little honor to that. But they probably just don't want to step on anything that's going on with Benjamin Sisko because Starfleet Academy, which is basically Discovery, is talking about potentially bringing him back or answering the mystery of what happened to him. So they're going to be very, very careful in this, just having him gone, still having him disappear, etc. Now, what's interesting to me is it's obvious that they're going to talk about him being a potential war criminal and the like. I hate when they do that type of thing because it casts doubt on the heroes. They're doing that in Khan right now, the audio drama. Is Kirk really a hero, or did he do bad by Khan? And it's like, please don't do this to the heroes and like kind of do that, even as like a speculation kind of thing to make it like, oh, other people have different opinions on things. It just never feels good. So I'm I'm tepid about this for a few reasons. One, it's just a full Jake Sisko story. Number two, it's of course it invalidates the Litverse. And number three, it has that element to it. However, having a thriller where Jake's being chased on Cardassian, you need to see some Cardassian society and the like. Interesting, and Una McCormick does do that well. So I'm going to look at this cautiously optimistically. Now, Deep Space Nine's been out of contentions for novels for a while. The Litverse closed up, and if you look at what happened, they really didn't know what to do with Deep Space Nine. They had their reboot, and it went pretty well right through here with Mission Gamma. Those were some decent books. Rising Sun was a Jake Sisko book, which was terrible. Unity was pretty good. And then they did these like Worlds of Deep Space Nine where it was just short stories on different worlds, which really didn't add a lot to continuity. And then they did this Mirror Universe arc where they didn't really finish it and didn't follow up on it, and that was the end of that. At this point, they decided to jump ahead of all the continuity of all the books to the same spot through all these like crossovers. And this is where it gets confusing. And they actually blew up the station, spoiler, in the crossovers. So then they had to make a new station, which just didn't feel right from that point forward. And so these kind of it's just tough. Now, the last Deep Space Nine novel to come out ever was called Original Sin, and it really wasn't a Deep Space Nine novel. Now, I like David R. George's writing as well, but you can read right here. At the end of 2385, a shift in its goals and from military back to exploratory, Starfleet Captain Benjamin Sisko and the crew of the USS Robinson on an extended mission to the Gamma Quadrant. So they really wanted to start another series here, and it's going to be Sisko on a different ship. And you can see that the comics kind of did this too. Like most recently, they brought back Sisko, and then they had him crewing a starship on that whole comic thing in IDW too. It just feels kind of fan fiction-y and not right. So they abandoned this. And then one of the first novels to come out of the abandonment and then just back to it was a DS9 novel. And this one right here was, again, a weird one. It was, we've got murder mystery with just a single Jake Sisko here. Same thing here. This was back in 2021. This was a murder mystery featuring Jadzia Dax. And she was going around. There was this, like, rogue Trill who, like, a symbiont who's, like, a bad symbiont, got into this person who was kicked out of the symbiosis program, and there's all this conspiracy going on. It was very, very weird. It was really a lot of talk about like gatekeeping and really a lot of transgender allegories to it, which just like was not the best outing for Deep Space Nine either, and really didn't have a lot to do with Deep Space Nine. Again, it was just another one of those episodes where Jadzia Dax is off in Trill. So not really Deep Space Nine, and this was not a great outing to start back out. And I'm a little worried. But at the same time, I'm also very, very excited because I miss Deep Space Nine content. And Una McCormick has done a good job in the past, like I said. I hope this is going to be good, and I hope it's going to work well, and I hope it's not going to step on the continuity too much of at least the good part of the Litverse back here. We'll see what happens. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. This is your Trek news. And yeah, this is probably not what you were expecting today, but I'm glad you guys are here, and I appreciate it. Check out my books if you like my thoughts on writing and the like. You'll probably enjoy this. It's in the description below. We'll be back soon.